Hey, hello. Today I'm going to do something a little bit more interesting, famous idea I had. Now, today I'm going to talk about Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man movies are really famous. We've got 6 of them now, mainly. I'm not counting Civil War or Infinity War. Now, I've made a list right here of what are the Spider-Man movies from worst to best. Worst to best. Hope for the best, people. Now, number 6, obviously, is the amazing Spider-Man II. It's obvious why this is at last place. There's a lot of reasons why this movie's bad. One, because the movie story, there's way too much going on. You've got 3 villains. You've got Rhino, that gets very little screen time in his suit. You get Green Goblin. You get Electro. Only 4 fight scenes in the main movie. 1 fight with Alexi in the truck, which is the Rhino. Then you get 2 fights with Electro in Times Square, then at that power plant, and then after the power plant, Green Goblin shows up, takes Gwen Stacy, and kills her. Then after that, I'm not counting that main fight with Rhino in the end, etc. The movie is okay. Fight scenes are really cool in the web swinging, but in general, it's not a very good Spider-Man movie. I have seen a lot better. Now, at number 5, we've got the amazing Spider-Man, the first one. Now, this one's a lot better because it focuses on one villain and it's an origin story. Kind of like a darker version of the other Spider-Man movie origin. But this one right here, very interesting. Takes a different take of Peter Parker, a more darker, cooler tone. That's really smart, shows off how smart he is. Even though him getting his powers was a lot different in this one, instead of him getting bit on the hand or backhand like in the comics and the other trilogy, in this one he gets bit in the back of the neck, which I found kind of weird. But in general, movie had really good fight scenes with the lizard, then all the criminals he fought, then the vigilante suit he has. It's an interesting movie. I suggest this one, if you haven't seen it. Now, moving to number 4, we've got Spider-Man 3. A lot of people hate this movie. A lot of people do. Now, reasons why I like the movie is because the fight scenes with Sandman are awesome. Really good fight scenes with him at the armored truck and him in the subway in the black suit. 2 really cool fight scenes. Fight scene with Harry Osborn and Peter fighting in the new Goblin suit wasn't the best. It would have been better if he was Spider-Man, not Peter Parker in that fight. And in general, the movie had a lot going on. That whole dancing scene wasn't really a big deal, if you ask me. That was kind of funny. I thought it was funny, honestly. So, it's a good movie. Venom in general was kind of silly. New Venom movie is good. So, I prefer that Venom over the other. So, now to number 3, we've got SpiderMan Homecoming. Now, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this movie, but reasons I love this movie is because the Spider-Man suit is awesome. Like, I love this new Spidey suit. And the villain, the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton, who used to be Batman. We get him as an old version as the Vulture, is really cool. Shocker, on the other hand, we have 2 different Shockers in the movie. Then we've got a lot of crime fighting scenes. So the beginning of the movie is really good. Really good. Good story. The only problem I have with the movie is that Peter Parker, Spider-Man's kind of an idiot in this movie. Like, he's dumb. Like, he makes a lot of mistakes. And there's not that much web slinging in the movie. That's another complaint I had. But it's better than Spider-Man 3 because it had a better story, and the new Spider-Man suit made it feel more lovable. Now, moving on to the next one is Spider-Man. First successful Spider-Man movie. This movie is awesome for a lot of reasons. We got Tobey Maguire. He fits the nerd part and the Spider-Man part. Every scene with him web slinging and fighting around just looks so iconic and cool. It looks like you're watching an actual comic book movie. Kind of like Homecoming, but this one is a little bit more serious and professional. Even though it looks dated and cheesy now, I still think it's good. Not all the fight scenes are cartoonish. The moments where he's flipping and jumping, that's real. That's not CGI. I mean, the swinging around is CGI, but it still looks good. It's good, and William Dafoe as Green Goblin was cool, in despite of what people are saying that they would have preferred the other Green Goblin suit. I still think this movie turned out great. Now, number one, obviously, as we all know, is Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie for many reasons. And it has an amazing moral. The fight scenes are so cool and iconic because you look at the fight scenes in the first movie, it looked good, but in this one, it looks even better. Like, it had twice the amount of budget this time because Sam Raimi got a bigger budget because he was hired to make a trilogy. So when he made this, huge success, wildly popular with commercials like Burger King and the action figures. So this was a huge success. The villain was awesome, and fight scenes like at the bank heist and the train scene, then him falling from his web sling. It explains that, like how Ock said, if you keep love deep inside you and you keep it locked in, it can make you sick. And that's what was happening to Spider-Man. He didn't lose his powers. It's just he got sick. He was getting so doubtful that eventually, yeah, he had to quit. But then when he realized his drive is back, now he needs to save Mary Jane. His powers came back and he finished the job. And that's my list. Top 6 Spider-Man movies. Agree with me or disagree with me? I'm up for feedback. I thought this would be a more famous idea. Peace.